All right, y'all, we are back. We had some technical issues, but I believe they're fixed. So comment in the section below just to let me know if y'all can hear me, you can see me. But I think we got it fixed. So today we're going to go over bullish stocks. Okay, these are stocks that you're going to watch in bullish markets. These are going to basically track. Hold on one second. Let me. Oh, perfect. I can hear myself in the YouTube stream. Perfect. I know y'all can hear me. Comment in the chat if y'all a one if you can hear me, a two if no. But let's get at it, man. Last week we talked about bearish stocks. Now those are stocks that are going to be tracking negative, right? So that's how you short the market. But this week I'm going to tell you how you can track the market with stocks that go up with the market. First one is going to be TQQ. This tracks the NASDAQ. All right. So when the NASDAQ and tech stocks go up, so does this one. Now, what we're seeing right now, we're looking at a trade management tool that's actually bearish right now. So we've got some lower price targets. So when you start to see this coming, you always want to wait for confirmation because you can always look at different time frames. Let's look at the 1 week with the TQQ. So overall, obviously tech stocks are bullish, right? So in the long term, you can always bet on tech stocks, right? But it's about always you can buy the wrong things or you can buy the right things at the wrong time. So it's about having patience. So we know the overall trend is bullish, but there might be a short-term pullback, right? So if we know that the daily is already showing some bearish price targets, right? Then we can also look at, say, the 4 hour as our next top-down analysis, right? So on the 4 hour, we might be a little bullish. Let's see. Yeah. So on the 4 hour, we're a little bullish because we may try to retest some of our resistance that we've seen in the past here. So the market really might try to push us here. So when we look at the daily, you can see that we've got our auto trend lines here and a stop loss. So the market may try to push us up because we got a little signal here on the swings. So there could be some direction pushing us here. Our heat map candles aren't red over here. So we know that there's still some room to get into to push us up to these levels, right? So you want to be cautious if you're bearish because the market could try to, stop you out of these trades. So pay attention to these levels. But I want to show you some other things that we have as well. Let's turn off the trade management tool and the auto trend lines, and let's turn on our support and our Fibonacci levels. Okay. Now, what I love most about putting on the support and resistance zones as well as the Fibonacci's let me know a boundary, right? Like if you want to be bearish, you want to take trades up here when we're at our highest levels. Now, when we look at our support and resistance zones, this is a support zone provided by cheat code Algo. So this whole zone right here is support. Right. So you saw it reverse right out of this area. And we could see, like I said, some pushing up, and we could use this top of the Fibonacci as some support. Right. So we may test this little trend line here, but we may get rejection or a breakout from there. Right. So you want to pay attention to the sell signal because the swing is letting us know there could be some action and the squeeze has some room to move up. So I don't usually try to bet against the market. I usually try to see some exhaustion first because, like I said, our heat map candles aren't necessarily oversold. Now, does that make every sense to everybody? Drop a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. Drop a 2 if you're just completely lost. Okay, so if you want to be bearish, obviously you're looking for trades that are up here. We have a resistance right here on cheat code Algo. This red line is a resistance. This is something we've seen in the past, right? So our heat map candles got exhausted. Boom, caution candle. Boom, it got weak. So if you want to be bullish, the best times are at lower Fibonacci levels, but also you want the heat map candles to be either green or blue to let you know price is cooling off. And in the reversal bands is like sweet spot. Okay, so reversal bands is key for me. I always want to look for reversal trades. I make the most money out of these stocks when I can get them out of the reversal bands because over the long term, indexes go up, right? So I'm always trading indexes and not necessarily individual stocks. So this is the NASDAQ. This is one of my favorite ETFs. It is a 3 times leveraged bullish ETF. So if the NASDAQ goes up 1%, this goes up 3. Okay, so I can make money 3 times as much as the indexes. So I love this stock. So I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet. I'm gonna keep it moving. Drop a 1 in the chat if you understand, a 2 if you're completely lost. So let's move on to the next one. Now the next one is SPXL. This is a bullish ETF 3 times. for the S&P 500. Okay, I love this one as well. You can see that it still has a little bit of room that it could run up here. We got a little bit of support here that we've got. Now we're looking at it with the Fibonacci levels and resistance. So let me turn these off. And let's look what our trade management tool has got on. Let's turn on trend lines. I love these auto trend lines. Yo, if you ain't got the cheat code Algo, comment Algo on this post and I will send you a free trial. Okay. You can go to cheatcodealgo.com and get a free trial. Okay. So this is SPXL. Like I said, this tracks the S&P 500. All right. So if this goes up, the S&P 500 is going up. All right. Now, if this gets resistance, the S&P 500 is going to pull back. All right. So anytime this comes into reversal bands, right, and we get these blue or green candles, right, from our heat map candles, you can find some entry into some really great trades. Now, I call these trades because they're not necessarily investments. Like when you look at them over time, they do fall in price. So let's say you bought it on a nice run over here, right, and you held this like it was like Apple stock, you're going to lose money over time because of if the S&P 500 falls 1%, this falls 3%. So as you're holding it, you're losing more money than you would with the index. So it's best to trade these in the right direction. Okay, so I want you all to keep that in mind. These are not long-term holds. They do lose money faster if the market reverses. So if you have a year like 2022, and the market's turning down, then you could literally see these things, crater almost because they're going 3 times as hard in the hole. All right, so for everybody that's commenting Algo, I can show you. Let's see here. I'll go to algo.chico.com. Let's leave this really quick so you can see where you can go. Oh, you know what? I'm going to the wrong site, y'all. Cheatcodealgo.com. I'm tripping. My bad. We changed the website. Cheatcodealgo.com. Go here. Click here. You can get a 7-day free trial. Okay, so you can get this algorithm for totally free. All right. Or you can try it for free. It ain't totally free, but you can try it for 7 days for free. I love using it because I always check this beforehand, because if I can find a stock that's in reversal bands with some heat map candles that are oversold, I'm taking the trade, baby. So drop a 1 in the chat if you're understanding everything. Drop a 2 if you're lost. Next is this is one I just recently started trading, and I made a lot of money in a short amount of time because of the surge that it made. This thing was sitting at $14. And the reason I looked this up because Nvidia stock had fallen to I think like 420, but I was like, I don't want to risk buying Nvidia stock at 400 something dollars when it could potentially continue to pull back. But I was like, let me look up an ETF that tracks semiconductors. And I found SOXL. So this actually tracks semiconductors 3 times, right? Now, what is it 3 timesing? Well, it's actually 3 times the SOX, which is a semiconductor index. Okay, so if the index for semiconductors, which is tracking like stocks like AMD, Nvidia, Broadcom, Qualcomm, if this thing goes up 1%, then this ETF SOXL goes up, or if that thing goes up 3%, then this would go up 9%. So with stocks like Nvidia surging and AMD surging off of these AI trends, I made a lot of money off of this stock in almost no time, right? I mean, it's $14, so I bought like 1,000 shares, and then I sold it when it got to 20. So I literally turned what's that? About $14,000 into 20. So I made about $6,000. I didn't make $6,000 actually. I only made about 4 because as it was going up, I was selling. So I made about $4,000 in about a week because it only took about 3 days for me to make about half of that. But this is now my new favorite stock, so I'm really looking for this to cool off so I can find another entry in here because I love the price on this one. A great trade, but you want to pay attention. It's got some bearish signals. We're seeing some rejection off of our auto trend line. Also a signal from our swing, and our squeeze is moving lower. So we could see a breakout here, but we could also see some rejection from our stop loss. So I'm really looking for another entry off of this reversal bands whenever it happens, right? Patience is the name of the game, okay? So drop a 1 if you're understanding, drop a 2 if you're completely lost. I'm loving this. We're making some, we're flowing. I'm trying to make this short and sweet. I'm gonna give you 2 more. Dow. Okay, this is bullish on the Dow. All right. So when the Dow, we're talking about some of the top companies, right? It's not just tech. This is going to be healthcare. This is going to be fintech. This is going to be everything, even your recession type stock, consumer staple type stocks. So what we're seeing right now is heat map candles are oversold, right? It is price is hot, right? Like I don't know what analogy I could use right now, but we got a caution candle as well, right? We've seen rejection here from the past. Okay, so we want to pay attention to this because we've seen a lot of rejection here from the past from this area. So you can see why the heat map candles would be oversold, and there's a caution candle here. Now, this is going to be interesting. With this trade, I want to show you the benefits of now checking the support and resistance as well as the Fibonacci levels with the cheat code Algo. Because what I'm looking for is, are we at the top of the Fibonacci, which we're not, right? This means that we still have some room where it could see some rejection and maybe try to test these areas. But we want to see if it can hold this little support here. If not, we break this Fibonacci level and we try to get some support here on the Dow Jones. I hope this makes sense for you all and it's helping you. Let me turn back on my trend lines and my trade tool, because we see on the trade management tool, we can see that we've already hit our price targets, right? So that is the Dow. Now I want to show you Bitcoin. This is for crypto, BITO. This is a pro shares Bitcoin strategy ETF. Now, this doesn't directly invest in Bitcoin, but it invests in Bitcoin futures contracts. Okay. Now, if you're bullish on Bitcoin or if you like trading cryptocurrencies, this is a great one for you. But right now, as you can see, we're in our reversal bands on the wrong side. Okay. So price is way too high. But does it mean that it can't go higher? That does not mean it can't go higher. We can see here it even was in our reversal bands here, but still kind of kept this trend moving higher. We had a buy signal here even out of this and just kept moving this trend higher. Okay, so pay attention to this because if you see a pullback in this, just pay attention to these levels. I would be interested to see what this looks like as well on our Fibonacci and support and resistance, so we can see if we're maxed out or if there's still room to run. Right, so you can see, there's some more room on the Fibonacci for some higher levels, but we are hitting some resistance at this 2205. Okay, and support really only exists down here. Okay, so but it makes sense because it was resistance a lot here in the past. You can see a lot of consolidation and sideways action. Boom, we broke out from here, consolidated for a bit. Bitcoin got a takeoff, and this did too. Okay, so pay attention to these levels as well. But this is a good one for cryptocurrency. Okay, now there's a bullish one for the dollar. It's UUP. Like you can see, bullish fund ETF. But if the dollar is bullish, y'all, that means the market is down. So since the market has been going up, this has been coming down, right? But you can see that this has also been getting some support. So if you go watch those videos of inverses like XBXU, you can see that all of these are cooling off. Okay, all of these are in the reversal bands. Okay, so go watch the bearish ETF video, because you'll see that a lot of the stocks that I was just talking about, like even this inverse to the S&P 500, there's an inverse to semiconductor stocks as well. All of these are literally, this one, dang, you got a buy signal, right, with a little bit of stop loss here. So you want to watch that level, because if you break that, it can move lower. But prices literally in the reversal bands with some blue and green candles. So definitely on the watch on the bearish side, right? Because you can see that if you look at the opposite, like the ones we've been looking at today, which are the bullish ones, you can see that we're getting the opposite signals, right? But that doesn't mean we can't break out here, right? So pay attention to these. And I'm going to give y'all one more. This is the bonus one. LTL, okay? Or TLT, excuse me. TLT, this tracks the 20-year treasury bond, okay? Now, what's interesting about this is that I noticed a bit of a tandem between this, because we're dealing with this battle of interest rates right now. So you've heard a lot about treasury bills getting a lot of love lately. Well, when it comes to treasury bonds, TNX, the 10-year yield, is essentially what inflation is affecting, right? So because there hasn't been any increases in interest rates, this has been moving lower, right? So the more dovish the feds are, the lower this goes, right? But with Fed meeting coming up next week, I want you to keep this on watch, because this is really interesting that we have a Fed rate decision coming up, and the very thing that goes up, if they make any, type of hawkish sentiment, right? If they're hawkish, which means they are like more stern, they want to be harder on the economy, they want to wreck some stuff, right? They're going to be hawkish, right? Which means they're going to be talking about being aggressive on interest rates or not bringing them down for some more time to beat inflation or whatever it is, right? Now, if they're dovish, then we can see this pull lower, right? But we've got a caution candle here. We've got a signal here on the downside on our swing, or our squeeze, excuse me. And so you want to pay attention to this, but the inverse to this on the bullish side would be TLT. Okay, now TLT is essentially going to be the inverse to the TNX. So the TNX, if it goes up, the market is usually coming down and the dollar's going up, that type of stuff. So watch the bearish ETF video. I'll break all of those down. We also have a bunch of other videos on there as well. But if you're tracking TLT, right? So if you're bullish on the market, this is usually going to be bullish as well. But one that tracks this as well is TMF. This is 3 times that. Okay, so if TLT goes up 1%, this goes up 3%. So this is another ETF that tracks these moves in treasuries. Okay, so but the inverse to these would be TNX. Okay, so you can see that those were up and this is down. So if these go up, those goes down. And if this goes up, that means the Feds is hawkish, the market's probably coming down. And you can see the inverses are literally sitting in the same position, just waiting for their time, right? So bears, be patient out there. Bulls, start just, be cautious. Always prepare for what happens when the market doesn't go up. So I hope that helps. Drop a 1 in the chat if this makes sense. Drop a 2 if you're completely lost. But it's been a beautiful time with you all. I always want to keep these short and sweet. If y'all have any questions, drop them in the comments before I leave. I'll try to answer these questions. If you don't have the cheat code Algo, remember, you can go to cheatcodealgo.com, baby. Boom, right there. Click on start free trial. Also, you'll get access to our Discord community. All right, so within our Discord community, you'll actually be able to get access to live trading floors and classes streaming daily. Okay, and these are totally free in terms of the trading floors. We do have classes from our coaches and instructors. We also have live chat rooms, right? So the people that showed up for this, they got an alert letting them know we're going live, but there's live chat rooms. We also have trade alerts from Trade Hero. So we'll send you trades daily, as well as our investment club. But we cover crypto, futures, stocks, options, real estate, investment club right here. So any help you need, we got it here. If you need some, and these are real people with real profits. You can even check out our profits channel and see people winning over here, trading and everything. We're trading every market, futures, Forex, crypto. If you can chart it, we can trade it. All right. So if you want to learn more, we also have our learning center. Okay, so just click on this little tab right here, the Learning Center. Come in here and learn some free stuff. Also, man, come on, Cheat Code TV. All right, it's the main reason why you're here. This is the video I was telling you about, the 5 stocks, bearish and short ETFs. I put in some bonus ones in there as well. So make sure you all go watch that. But we've also got a couple little videos here that literally breaks down all the strategies I go over all the time. And these are things that I use on a daily basis, right? I'm here in Chile right now. This is real life, okay? Like you can live anywhere in the world. You can trade from anywhere in the world. I'm blessed to have this knowledge with this community. And man, I'm excited that y'all are hungry and here to learn. Okay, so if y'all have any questions, always make sure y'all drop them in our Discord or drop them on any of these videos on YouTube, and we will get at you. Okay, but I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I want y'all to go ahead and enjoy y'all Sunday. Okay, I'm gonna also catch a beautiful little sunset over here, but I'm gonna catch y'all for the next one. We're gonna do this weekly. Okay, so y'all stay tuned in the Discord. I'll be sending out alerts to let you know when we're going live, and there will be no technical difficulties that will stop us. Okay, I'll see y'all for the next one. Holla.